people in the meeting, in the bootcamp. Am I audible? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the bootcamp for stage two of the Raman Awards. Yeah, sorry. So welcome to this boot camp for stage two of the Raman Awards. First, I would like to congratulate all the students who completed stage one and are joining us today. So what is our agenda for today? Well, the main agenda for today, just like the previous boot camp we had conducted for stage one, is to give you guys the information that you will need to participate in stage two of the Raman Awards. So I'll be giving you a rundown of all the differences between stage one and stage two, and I hope you'll be able to understand what kind of submissions work and what don't work by the end of this bootcamp. So let me sort of begin the bootcamp by showing you all a couple of videos on how we have conducted the Raman Awards over the past few years. So some of these videos might be from, like, say, 3 years ago and stuff. The structure might, be different, but I think the information is still useful and relevant. So let's begin.
Hi, my name is Ravi and I'm the founder trustee of Innovation and Science Promotion Foundation. The mission of ISPF is to get children to engage, enjoy and innovate with science as they learn different concepts. ISPF works with government and low-cost private schools. We offer materials and facilitation to the school teachers. Our goal is to get a school in a 3 to 5 year time period to integrate the activities into the regular curriculum. We support schools with teacher training as well as facilitation of sessions. Raman Awards is our initiative to get children to engage with science. Children are expected to use simple materials and create hands-on activities that demonstrate a certain concept in science. The program is free and there is no registration or participation fees. Moreover, we also cover the cost of travel for government school students. Ideas can come anytime and we accept innovations around the year. Deserving entries are then shortlisted for the finals. The registration deadlines are coming up soon and we request you to register quickly. Schools and teachers are requested to get their children to participate. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Procheta Malik. I'm the principal scientist and a trustee at ISPF. I completed my PhD in the UK and Scotland in astronomy many years ago. And since then, I've always wanted to get involved in grassroots science education in India. There's, of course, a whole body of research to show that experiential way of learning, hands-on, is the best way, in fact, the only way to learn science. And ISPF gave me the opportunity to do that once returning to India. We've been very closely associated with the Raman Research Institute Trust, for example, and we are sitting in their property in Sir C.V. Raman's old home here in the heart of Bangalore. And with them, we conduct this annual contest called the Raman Awards, which happens every year. We have thousands of students register and 100 actually come to attend the finals on these very grounds every year. So this is a call to action to all children as well as teachers to register for the Raman Awards and submit your entries, your hands-on science innovative entries, and come here and join us to take part in this wonderful event. We hope to see you then. Thank you.
To create an immediate interest among children from all over the country, we have decided to host a contest called the Sir C.V. Raman Young Science Innovator Award, simply known as the RISE Award. The primary purpose of the award is to create awareness about science as a fun and interesting activity for school children, leading to more children taking up science, technology, engineering, and mathematics as a career. This award is being constituted by ISPF in association with the Raman Research Institute Trust and supported by the social enterprise ThinkTac. The award is proposed to be held annually around 28th February, our National Science Day, to commemorate the discovery of the Raman effect in 1928, and will be held at Sir C.V. Raman's old home, Panchavati, in Malleshwaram, Bangalore. Any child currently studying in standards 3 to 10 will be eligible to participate from anywhere in the country. Only individual entries will be entertained, no group teamwork will be allowed. There will be 3 age group categories: junior, which is standards 3 and 4, middle, standards 5, 6, and 7, and high, standards 8, 9, and 10. There will be 2 phases to the contest. Phase 1 will be handled online, however, children will also have the option of sending their entries by mail. Certain science topics will be chosen for each category, and children will have to prepare a model of their own and upload a photograph with a short description on our online portal. These entries will be screened by experts and volunteers and be whittled down to a final 100 for the finals. Any child or school wanting to receive a kit from us to give a general idea of the type of models, experiments, and activities we undertake may apply to do so for a nominal fee. Government school children will be sponsored by corporate support. The shortlisting process will require children to develop a new, hands-on, experiential science activity in any of the shortlisted topics of science. The submission, which is made on the award website, should include the following: A. Media, which is photos and or a video of the activity; B, which is a description, a short description of the science behind the activity; and C, the materials used and their availability. The entries will be judged based on the following criteria: 1. The originality of the idea; 2. Effectiveness with which it conveys the chosen topic; 3. Ease of availability of the materials; and 4. Fun, that is, how much will a child actually enjoy the activity. In phase 2, the 100 selected finalists, split approximately evenly across the 3 categories, will contest a live finals in Panchavati. All finalists will have to provide a bona fide or birth certificate from their school or guardian before they are confirmed for the finals. Finalists from outstation private schools will have to pay for their transport to and from and accommodation in Bangalore. However, those from government schools will be given a return sleeper class train fare from anywhere in India for 2 people and accommodation organized in Bangalore for 1 or 2 nights. The travel planning and booking will remain the responsibility of the contestant. During the finals, certain science topics will be chosen from each category and a selection of materials will be made available. Children will have to create their own innovations on the fly, and the best one, judged by our expert panel, will be declared the winner. In each category, there will be a final prize for the winner of Rs 20,000 and a free 1-year subscription to ThinkTac's Explore annual program. The second prize will be for Rs 5,000 and a free 1-year subscription to ThinkTac's Light annual program. Recognition may also be given to the schools the awardees hail from. Commendable mentions and certificates will be given to other worthy finalists. Invitation letters will be sent to every state education department in the country, inviting children from all government schools to participate. Similarly, letters will also be sent to most private schools in India which follow CBSE, ICSE, or the international curricula. Through this, we expect thousands of interested applicants. The award will also be posted on our website, so any eligible child can apply directly.
Okay. So those were the videos on how the Raman Awards had kind of been conducted over the past few years. Some things of the structure has remained the same, some things have changed. So I just wanted to show you all, some information on the Raman Awards website itself. So if you go to the website www.ramanaward.org, there's no S, and you go to the award schedule. So you'll be able to get what the schedule for this year's Raman Awards is. So uh, the end of second stage two is 30th November. So we have about 17 days. And the results will be announced 10th January. And the finals will happen on 7th and 8th February, as Prasita had mentioned about us conducting the Raman Awards in February, because CV Raman, it's related to 28th February. So yeah, I just want to kind of let everyone know that the information related to the schedule is available on the website. So let's come back to the presentation. Okay. So let's sort of discuss what the requirements for stage two actually are. All right. So one of the main things to kind of keep in mind about stage two is that you'll be able to submit a maximum of two models. So you'll be allowed to submit two models that are two separate submissions per child. So in a few minutes, I will open up the portal and show you how it kind of looks like from there. So when you kind of join, this is what the portal will look like. Your name will sort of be on the top left corner, and you will have this contests and challenges title. You'll have to click Raman Award 2025 and come to stage 2. So when you come to stage 2, you will see these two submission options. So you can submit two different models. You don't have to submit two, but you're allowed to. So when you kind of go in, to the portal and you click continue, you will get an instructions page that sort of looks like this, and it details all of the information that you will need to know related to the Raman Award. So the first assignment that you will need to do is going to be a quiz. So this quiz will sort of determine, have you fully understood what the point of the Raman Awards stage 2 is, like what are the requirements. So unless you score fully on this quiz, you will not get access to the other assignments, which is assignment 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah. So once you kind of score fully on the quiz, and you'll be allowed multiple attempts for that quiz. So this quiz will sort of, like I said, test have you understood the philosophy of the stage 2 of the words, and once you get it correctly, it will move on to assignment number 1. So sorry, assignment 2. So in assignment 2, you'll have to add the details of your assignment. This includes information like which subject does your submission fall into, what materials have you used, what is the description of the activity, etc. So all of this information is what you will need to add in assignment number 2. So then you will come to assignment number 3. In the third assignment, you'll have to add 2 photographs of your model from different angles where your face is also visible. So if you're submitting 2 models, you'll have to submit a total of 4 photographs. There is 2 photographs per model. So there's 2 different, tabs you'll have to submit each of these, models to. These photographs too. All right. So if you're doing just one, if you're just submitting one model, then you submit 2 photographs to the first submission. If you're doing 2 different models, then you submit 2 photographs to the first submission, and then you go to the second submission, you submit 2 photographs over there. Then once you're done with this, you come to assignment number 4. In the 4th assignment, you will have to submit a document that will record your observations in a table format. You can also, submit a picture of a handwritten observation sheet or an Excel or a PDF. So, sorry. Um, so this, you will get access to a sample observation sheet that'll sort of tell you what, an observation table can look like. This is not the observation that you need to submit. For whatever you are creating, whatever model you are creating, you'll have to create a similar observation sheet, and you can submit it either as an image or a PDF or an Excel file. So these are three ways that you can submit your observations for your model. And then finally, for the fifth assignment, you'll have to use your personal email ID to create a YouTube channel. So if you're quite young, you can use your parents' email ID to create a YouTube channel. But you'll have to use some personal email ID to create a YouTube channel, and you have to upload your submission over there. So this video should be no more than 4 minutes long. There is a cap, or the system will not allow you to submit a video that is more than 4 minutes long. And another thing to keep in mind, when you're explaining anything related to your model, you're not allowed to speed up your narration. No narration part is allowed to be sped up. If you want to speed up the making, it's fine. But any place where you're talking, that will have to, be at normal speed. If we find that any submission has like a, sped up narration, we will unfortunately immediately disqualify that submission. And this video URL that you're going to post, it'll have to be a public video. It cannot be a private video. If the setting is private in your YouTube channel, it will be only visible to you. We will not be able to access your video. So you will have to make sure that is public, so that when we click this URL, we are taken to your channel and we can see the video that you have submitted. Another thing that will sort of be like a disqualifying factor for your model is that it cannot be a YouTube Shorts. It has to be landscape mode, and it has to be a video format. You cannot shoot it portrait mode and make it a YouTube Shorts. So if it's a YouTube Shorts, then it will sort of get disqualified. So there have been instances where, students have recorded videos that are only 1 minute or 1.5 minutes long, and YouTube's algorithm will, immediately automatically turn it into a YouTube Shorts. So to prevent that, make sure you keep your videos at least 2.5 minutes long, so that it will allow it to be landscape. That's a couple of things to keep in mind. So only and only if all of these assignments have been attended to for your submission, will your submission be counted and graded. So please keep this in mind when you're submitting. All right. So these are the instructions for the Raman Award Stage 2 submissions. And all of these instructions are also provided on the instructions page that you will see when you enter the portal. So yeah, now that we've discussed all of the rules and regulations related to the stage 2, let's come and discuss some pointers that you guys can keep in mind. So for those of you who may have attended last time's bootcamp, like that is stage 1 bootcamp, you remember that we had made a couple of activities together. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some, demo videos of activities that can be considered submissions. And I'm going to use them as examples to cover a larger point of what are the expectations of the Raman Awards. So I'd like you to keep in mind, these are not the submissions that we are expecting you to make. If you want to use these as submissions, it's fine. It's not an issue. But these are just examples. And what I want you to kind of focus on is, what do these sort of models represent in terms of the expectations of the Raman Awards submissions. So let's discuss one of the most important aspects of your submission for the Raman Awards. That is, we would like you to explore your activity. So first, what we'll do is we'll watch this video on this activity. The name of this activity is called Plant Life Colors. This is an activity where we try to extract colors or pigments from a leaf. So I shall use this activity to help you understand what I mean when I say we would like you to explore the activity. So this activity is a biology activity. And it covers concepts that can be understood by the junior category, which is grades 3 and grade 4. So we have divided students into various different categories. Junior is grade 3 and 4. Intermediate is grade 5, 6, 7, and senior is grade 8, 9, 10. So this activity covers concepts related to grade 3 and 4, which is junior, and it's a bio activity. You're allowed to submit a model that covers any concept between grade 3 and grade 10. So if you are a grade 4 child, you can always submit something that a higher grade does. If you're a higher grade child, you can always submit a concept that a lower grade child does. So these are just examples that, I want to use to help you all understand the expectations. So let's watch this video on plant life colors. Sorry, I received information that the audio was not available. So it's just background music, but I'll play the video once again, just so that the audio is also audible. All right. So now we can see that, in this activity, we had used propanol as a type of chemical it's an organic chemical that can dissolve colors in substances like leaves. So we used that to mix it with a bunch of, cut leaves. And hence we were able to sort of remove colors from those leaves and place them neatly in vials, these small containers, to see the colors. So what does exploration mean for this activity as a submission? So exploration for any submission that you give for the Raman Awards means that we should be able to see that you have changed one or two aspects of your submission and checked how it worked after you had made the change. For example, using plant life colors, um, I can change the liquid that I use for this activity. So what are the different liquids that I can use that, maybe I might just find at home? I can use plain water. I can use lemon juice. I can use hand sanitizer. I can use oil. I can even use soap water. And I can use all of these different liquids and check if I'm able to remove colors using all of these different liquids. And if I'm able to remove, what is the depth of that color? Is it rich or is it very light? Um, then once I, collect all of this data in my submission, I will say, for example, I tested my activity with these 5 different liquids, and I found that maybe hand sanitizer or lemon juice was a better liquid to extract colors from leaves compared to plain water. So this is a type of conclusion that I can make from my data that I collect. So this could be, because maybe the properties of the hand sanitizer is able to let that in. But, what we want to see is that you have made changes and explored your, model that you are going to submit. I could also change the substance that I use. So instead of using dark green leaves, I can also use, leaves of different colors like red, yellow, orange, etc. I can also use flower petals. I can also use fruit and vegetables peels. I can use boiled corn. I can use carrots, grated carrots. So these are the different, vegetative material that I can use, and I can keep my liquid constant. Let's say everywhere I use propanol, but I change, the material that I use, the vegetable or the plant part that I use. So this is like another way of exploring my activity. I can also change the concentration. For example, if I'm using propanol, then I can do 3 different tests. First, I will use pure propanol, 2 ml. Then I will use 2 ml of propanol that had been mixed with 10 ml of water earlier. And then I can use 2 ml of propanol that had been mixed with 30 ml of water earlier. So I'm diluting the the power of the propanol by doing all of this. And when I, perform this experiment, I can test which one produces a richer color. So essentially, whatever it is that you, intend to submit for the Raman Awards, make sure that you have explored your submission as much as possible. It's not enough to simply make a model and submit that as your submission. Change one aspect of your model and then see how this affects how the model works because of this change. All right. So exploration is going to sort of be one of the rubrics you will be evaluated on. So make sure you explore your activity, whichever model that you're going to submit. So change one part of it, see how it affects the way the model works. So now let us come to another important aspect of your submission, which is getting the concept right. So what I'll show you now is a video on this activity called Cartesian divers. It is a physics activity and it covers the concept of density, which is taught, for the intermediate age group, which is fifth, sixth, 7th standard. So this is an interesting activity where not just children, but even adults can make the mistake of explaining what the concept of this activity is. So I'll play the making video and then we can discuss about it. All right. So here you had seen that we had made a model with one magnet. Uh, that has been, a dropper that has been uh, a dropper that has a magnet attached to it, and when we press the bottle, we see that the dropper kind of sinks, and when we stop pressing, it kind of goes up. So, one of the main concept mistakes that a lot of people make with this particular activity is that when we ask them to, explain this, a lot of people bring up the topic of buoyancy. So, the issue is that buoyancy, while it may have an effect on this model, it is not the correct concept related to this model. So, for example, does the buoyant force stop working just because, uh, you know, let's say we add another magnet to this setup? Does the buoyant force stop working? That's not really the case. So let's understand what buoyancy is and understand why it does not apply to this particular model. So, if you're aware of Archimedes, he's an ancient natural philosopher, and you may have heard of the Archimedes principle. So the Archimedes principle, he had come up with this principle when he was trying to do a particular test. He wanted to test the purity of a king's crown, which the king was not sure that it was, made of pure gold. Um, so what Archimedes did was that he submerged the crown in water, in a tub of water that was filled right up till the top, and he measured the amount of water that got displaced from, putting that crown inside the water. Then he took, the same amount of gold that was the same weight as the crown and put it inside water and, compared how much water got displaced from that full tub of water. What he noticed was that this ones were not the same. Hence, it sort of proved that, the crown was impure. So how did he kind of, come to this kind of conclusion? Um, Even though both these objects had sank in the tubs of water, the buoyant force, it can be measured by measuring the weight of the water that had been displaced. So if we try to kind of, uh, capture that water that had fallen out, overflown from the tub and seen its weight, we'll be able to figure out the buoyant force. So the buoyant force is simply a measure of the amount of liquid that is displaced by an object that is placed in that particular liquid. The buoyant force does not tell you whether an object will float or sink. Instead, the thing that will actually tell you whether an object will float or sink is density. One way of thinking about this is, let's say we had a 100-gram tennis ball and we added to 1 liter of water. So what we will notice that the ball will float, and it will probably displace maybe maybe 100 ml of water or so. So let's then take something that is an iron nail, and that is also 100 grams. That iron nail is also 100 grams. That tennis ball is also 100 grams. But when we add our iron nail to the water, the iron nail will sink, the tennis ball will float. The tennis ball will, displace about 100 ml of water, but the iron nail will displace only 14 ml or so of water. And why will we see this difference? It's because of density. So density is mass per unit volume. So because the tennis ball is less dense, it floats. And because the iron nail is a lot more dense, it sinks. It's, what do you say, the buoyant force does not play much of a role in this particular situation. So if we had to sort of explain this activity during the submission, as a sort of participant in the Raman Awards, I would make sure to focus on density, not on buoyancy. So that is something to kind of, keep in mind, that whatever it is, your submission is, you will have to, make sure that you get your concepts right. All right. So if I had to kind of explain to you how this Cartesian diver activity works. So if you remember in the video, we left some air inside the dropper. So when we close the bottle, the dropper floats. When we press the bottle, water goes inside the dropper. Its mass increases, it sinks. And when we release the pressure from the bottle, the water inside the dropper comes back into the bottle, and its mass decreases, and therefore it comes back to float. So these kinds of things are very important to keep in mind about your submission. So now that we have understood this particular expectation, let's look at observation taking. So let me, I'm going to play this video related to an activity called electroplating. So this activity, it'll be understandable for the senior category, which is grades 8, 9, 10, and it's a chemistry activity. Let me just play the video. All right. So the thing that I want to sort of use this particular activity to talk about is the importance of taking observations. So what does observation mean in this particular context, in the Ramanavar's context? So you will need to submit like an observation sheet for any model that you're going to send for the Raman model. So how do you go about doing that, and how can we use the electroplating activity as an example to help you understand how to take observations? So one shortcut to keep in mind is make sure that whatever you are observing is some measurable quantity. So what do I mean by that? What do I mean by measurable quantity? So in this, activity, in this electroplating activity, something that I can measure is the speed of the reaction. So when I place like the copper and the copper strip and the safety pin into the container, how fast does the pin get plated with the copper is something that I can measure. So this, measurable quantity doesn't necessarily need to be numerical. So I can sort of, try this normally. Then I can increase the voltage and see whether it is faster or slower compared to the original time. I can increase the amount of copper sulfate that I use and compare it to how much time it took in the original model. So your observations always need to be compared to your original model. And we told you about exploring your activities. So your explorations will give you the data that you need to make for your observation sheet. So let's, use the plant life colors activity as an example. This is an activity that we saw earlier. And, what we can observe in the plant life colors is the richness of the colors that we removed. Is it very dark? Is it light dark? Is it, medium dark, green? Like that. So we can kind of, gauge by looking at the colors that we have, what our observations will be. What about the Cartesian diver activity? We can test whether the dropper will float or sink in various conditions. So similarly, in the electroplating activity, we can measure the speed of the reaction, and this is one of our measurable quantities. The only thing to keep in mind is that qualitative data, meaning that, descriptive data, this data that is not numbers, is perfectly fine as long as it is accurate. So if your data is inaccurate, that is worse than, not having, numbers data, all right, for your observation. So once you have picked So once you've picked a quantity that you want to measure, just make sure that you explore your model and you test for that particular quantity. Just change one aspect of your model, see how it affects your result. If you're doing this electroplating activity, like I said, you can change the concentration of the salt, you can change the voltage. How does it affect the time taken for us to see electroplating? So this is how you take down and record your observations for your activities. And this observation is a requirement for the Raman Award submission. It is a requirement for the stage 2 submission. So yeah, how do you kind of like arrange these observations? So first, let's say like on your you'll create a table that is if you'll make columns and rows in a grid format, and on the one side you will have all the things that you change, and on the other side you will have the results of those changes that you have made. For example, let's say like I want to test two things. I want to test the concentration of the salt in the model, and then I want to test the thickness of the copper strip that I use. So those are two different observations. So I will make two different tables for those observations. So in the first table, on the left side, I will put the different concentrations, maybe 1 spoon, 2 spoons of copper sulfate, 3 spoons of copper sulfate, 4 spoons of copper sulfate, like that. And on the right side of, I will write the time that it took for me to, see electroplating happen on the safety pin. And if I see the, thickness of the effect of the thickness of the copper strip, um, I will, on the left side of the table, I will write the length or the breadth or the area of that copper strip and see on the right side how long did it take for the electroplating to happen. So this is how you record your observations on a sheet of paper. Once you've recorded all of your observations, you put a conclusion from your data. For example, if I increase the concentration of my solution, I will see a increase in, a reduction in the time that it takes for electroplating to happen. If I increase the area of the copper strip that I use, it will reduce the time that it takes for electroplating to happen. So this, conclusion that you put will be very important for your observation. So this way, please make sure that you explore your models. And once you explore your models, you note down your observations and you, give a conclusion for those observations that you have taken. So let's move on to the next expectation. And the last expectation that we have for these Raman Award submission is, please keep in mind the contest is science, based. It's not an application based contest. It's not a model making contest. We don't want you guys to submit static models like the ones that, I've shown here in these pictures. For example, here there's this digestive system model. It's a completely static model. It's just, it's just a reference of how the digestive system looks. So this type of submission will not be accepted. Below, you can also sort of see like, baking soda and vinegar volcano model. So this type of thing, it doesn't showcase a particular scientific concepts. It just shows a geographical phenomena. So that type of thing will not sort of be acceptable for the Raman Award Stage 2 submission. Also, another thing to keep in mind, please don't, submit models that have like expensive materials like Arduinos, etc., unless those materials are useful to the scientific concept that you're going to showcase in the model. So I've given you an example of a picture here. This the second picture in between is of a burglar alarm. So, this is like just a model making type submission and it uses expensive materials. It does not explore any scientific concept. So this type of model will not be useful for the stage 2 submission. So the best tip that I could kind of give you about your stage 2 submission, make sure your materials are simple. These materials should be able to be found in any stationery store, any general store, or even if they can be found in people's homes, that is even better. And stick to concepts that are covered between 3rd standard and 10th standard syllabus. Explore your model, make observations, and explain what you see in the final video that you submit. So your explanation of your model, your observations, and your inferences will you'll have to narrate in the video that you submit for your model, and that's the point of the video. So now that we have looked at the expectations, I just want to reiterate all of the instructions by playing this video, and then we can, take some questions if you guys have them. All right, so let me play this video.
Hello and welcome to the video showing you how to participate in Stage 2 of the Raman Awards. If you're a student that has been nominated by your school or made it through as a national qualifier via Stage 1, please go to register.ramanaward.org. You will be shown a screen like this. To continue with your Stage 2 submissions, enter your mobile number. You will receive an OTP at this number. You must enter the phone number via which you registered for stage 1 or your number provided by the school that nominated you. No other phone number will work. Click on the Send OTP button, enter your OTP, and click on the Login button. If you do not receive the OTP within 30 seconds, you may please click on the Resend OTP button when it is activated. Since you have either been nominated or qualified via stage 1, your name and number will already be on the system. So you should see a screen like this, with Raman Awards and the current year listed in the column on the left under Contests and Challenges. If you have qualified for stage 2 and still don't seem to be registered, then please WhatsApp us at 74839 or email us at info@ramanaward.org. Click on Raman Awards with the current year given on the left, and stage 2 should be highlighted for you. In case it is grayed out, but you know you have qualified for stage 2, then please WhatsApp us at 74839 or email us at info@ramanaward.org. Click on stage 2 and you should see a screen like this. To continue with stage 2, click on the Make Submission button on the Submit First Innovation card and you'll be shown a screen like this. Please read all the instructions under the Instructions heading thoroughly. This is very important as all the instructions and rules for the submissions are given here. You have a total of 5 assignments to complete for each submission of stage 2. Please complete them in serial order by first starting with Assignment 1, the qualifying quiz. This is a quick quiz that you may attempt multiple times to make sure you understand the general philosophy and principles of the contest. For Assignment 2, Innovation Details, you need to fill out a form with your innovation details. All fields are mandatory. Please fill this form as accurately as you can. Then move to Assignment 3, Innovation Images. Take 2 pictures of your completed activity from 2 different angles with you present in the picture. That is, your face has to be visible. Then navigate to the Submission tab and upload the 2 images. Once your images are uploaded, view buttons will appear against each image field and the subsequent assignment fields will be enabled. In Assignment 4, Observation Sheet, you are required to submit a self-designed and customized observation sheet for your innovation. That is, the data you have collected for your innovation and submit it as a document, which could be a picture or PDF or even a Word or text file. While there is a sample observation sheet you may view in the adjacent tab, this is representational for one of ThinkTac's TACtivities and is shown here just so that you have an idea of what an observation sheet should look like. What you submit must be your own observation sheet pertaining specifically to the innovation you have submitted and filled in with the data that you have collected by playing with your innovation. The last assignment, Assignment 5, Innovation Video, requires you to take a video no longer than 4 minutes of you playing with your activity. You may speak, etc., while demonstrating the activity, and this can be in any language. The video should then be uploaded on YouTube as a public video and the URL generated. Paste this URL under the Paste YouTube link here field. Make sure that your YouTube link is a public link, else the evaluators won't be able to view it and your submission may be rejected. Note that if your video length is greater than 4 minutes, or if your video link is not a valid YouTube link, you will be shown an error. If any part of the narration section of the video is speeded up, your video is liable to be disqualified. So make sure that any narration that is made in the video is uploaded in the actual speed, not 1.25x or 1.5x, etc. The making or playing parts may be at a different speed if so desired. After uploading a valid video, click on the Save button. If the upload is successful, you will receive a notification stating that the video is uploaded successfully. Submitting this final assignment effectively means your stage 2 submission is complete. To submit a second innovation, follow the same steps by clicking on the Make Submission button on the Submit Second Innovation card. You are allowed to make 1 or 2 submissions. The choice is yours. Submitting 2 entries increases your chances of qualifying for the finals, but a single good submission is better than 2 mediocre ones. So plan what suits you best. Give yourself adequate time to make, play, and study your innovations. Avoid last-minute submission plans and look to submit your entry at least a week before the deadline so that you may get technical help in case you require. We cannot guarantee any timely technical help and extension of the deadline if a request is made any time later than a week before the deadline. Read the rules carefully on ramanaward.org and make sure you understand the criteria for what underscores a good submission. Peruse our resources section on the website and make sure you attend one of our boot camps to prepare you better. If you aren't able to or haven't attended our boot camp, you may see a recording of the boot camp on youtube.com/ThinkTac. Most importantly, enjoy what you make and engage with the principles and science behind your innovation. Good luck.
All right. So this kind of brings me to the end of my presentation. I hope you guys have gotten the information that you will need and you have understood the expectations for stage 2 of the Raman Awards. So I just wanted to say, all the best to all of the students who are going to um, participate in stage 2. And we hope to see you in the finals, which is going to happen February 7th and 8th in Bangalore, in Sir C.V. Raman's home. So now I think, we can open the floor for questions. So I request everyone, to please, there's a raise hand button that should be available to you. And we will call out your name and, you can sort of ask your question. Just for your information, this whole bootcamp is being recorded and it will be available on on YouTube for anyone and everyone to see. So I think we can start with Deepti Sharma.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Deepti. What's your question?
Sir, my name is Divisha. Deepti is my mother's name.
Sorry. Yes, Devisha.
Sir, when I'm opening the site, I'm able to get the OTP and log in, but when I'm clicking on stage 2 Raman Awards 2025, it's showing that I am not qualified, but I am qualified, and on the leaderboard also it's showing that I am qualified.
Okay. So, Deepti, do you mind posting your whichever phone number you've used to register? Can you just post it in the chat? I will check with the IT team about this and see what can be done. Your phone number, your name, and your email ID, please. So that, using all of these details, I can ensure that you're able to submit if you're qualified.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Just go to the chat and add your name, phone number, and email ID, or whichever phone number you've used to log in, whichever email ID you've used to log in.
And sir, the same problem is happening with another account which is logged in by the same number.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just send all these details, and I'll see what the ITT. I'll request someone from the First, I'll send them this information, inform them about it. If they come up with some solution, I'll ask them to get in touch with you through that same number.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any other questions? Uh, so if we don't have a question, not an issue. We can, you know, yes, Shloka Shevale.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello, good
Good
evening.
evening. I had a question that do we have to show, like, for example, we make a model in that we make it properly. So, do we have to show, like, for example, there is a circuit in that with a metal pen, the circuit will work, but with a rubber ball, it will not work. So, do we have to show both the ways?
Yes, you will have to show both ways.
One is not enough, like.
No. So see, in science, a negative result is still a valid result. So it's totally fine to show that something does not work because it sort of proves that uh, only under certain conditions will you be able to see the kind of result that you want. So in science, a negative result is still considered a result. So it's better to show. And if you remember, I sort of said exploration is important. So this will count towards exploration if you show this result.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, Arnav. You have a question?
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is that we can use some sensors and batteries in my project.
So my advice, you can, it's allowed. It's not like it's not allowed. But my advice is the simpler the materials, the better that your model will sort of be graded. The more expensive materials that you use, the more complicated your model is, the less grade that you will get. So stick to simple materials, simple concepts. Your model should showcase a concept. That is the main thing. It's not about how elaborate or how cool your model is. If your model, shows a scientific concept or a scientific phenomena, very good. Just try not to use too many complicated and expensive materials because there's points for using, you'll get higher points for using simple materials. Any other question? If there are no questions, then I think we can, end the call for today. So, Srinivas, I think you can end the live and I will stop the recording as well. So, thank you to all the students and parents and teachers also, if you all are joined our session. And what do you say? All the best for your um, submissions, and we hope to see you guys in the finals. So just a second. Divisha, I've copied your information. I've copied and pasted your information. Thanks for sending it in the chat. I will send it to the IT team and hopefully it will get resolved over the next few days. Join our session. We'll send it to the IT team and hopefully it will get resolved over the next few days. Join us